dog who's now mad at me because I'm not bringing him to work. He always comes. He's very cool.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are honored. We are truly honored. As members of the kink community, we are honored to have Mistress Kayla of Venus and Bells.
Not yet. You don't have her yet.
He does, though.
Here we go. Yes, we do. We are live.
We are live.
We are live. So I do want to say that my name is Nicholas Tanek. This is Your Kinky Friends, YKF, Your Kinky Friends. Everything we talk about is between consenting adults. We're adults. We're 21 and over. This is for adults. It's by adults. This is a lifestyle. This is a culture. Don't judge.
Don't judge.
That's why you're lonely. Yeah, that's why you're lonely and you're miserable, because you're judgy. That's why
judgy bitches.
Yeah, judgy bitches. So please, everyone who's watching this now, bow down and make sure you show utmost respect to this magnificent woman, Mistress Kayla of Venus and Bells. Say hello. How are you?
So great.
What's inspiring you these days?
What's inspiring me? Honestly, like I have some ideas that I think are going to be really cute for the studio. So that's kind of what's been my drive lately.
Okay, so last time we talked, I was talking offline. Last time we talked, a lot of stuff was going on with me. I was very scattered, so it's a different interview. There were people involved. I don't even get the details, but let's just say now it's time we could focus. Everybody can get 15% off all the inventory at lockedinlust.com with offer code YKF. Lock them up, people. Lock them up.
That's what I said.
So Venus and Bells. Let's talk about Venus and Bells. How did all this happen?
Basically, I just wanted to be able to open a commercial spot that was a little different. I was coming from a house because during COVID, me and my old business partner had to move into a house. So I just basically wanted a nice commercial spot that was like really easy for self-filming and kind of like could facilitate sessions and be a little different.
And the name Venus and Bells, for those who don't know.
Okay.
I assume it's from Venus and Furs. That's what I get from it. But the beautiful thing about the kink community, everything you make it your own. So where did you get your name, Venus and Bells?
So I had seen there's like Netflix has a show, and I think I'm pretty sure it's called The Mind Explained, and it goes into all these like different psychological things and like phenomena kind of things. And so basically there's one that's just about sex, and the first episode's all about BDSM. And so the original translation of Venus in Furs was Venus in Perilous, but I heard Venus in Bells. So I just maybe like 6 months ago, I figured out that wasn't correct, but I still like it.
It's great. And plus it stands out. It's beautiful. And it's wonderful. It's a kink. You kinked it out, which is wonderful. And so now, I remember when it started. You were on the show. A lot of things going on, and I know people who run dungeons and own dungeons, and through time things change, attitudes change, people change. So, how has the dynamic changed since you opened up?
I mean, basically, so I had gone into it initially with a partner, but she had left, so it's just me now. So that changed a lot of things. Yeah, I mean, it was basically just that and kind of getting new girls on and trained and kind of finding like a good core group of people.
Yeah, I mean, it's all about the people. So how do you get new girls? I know a lot of shout out to Mistress Shari from Mistress Manor. She sometimes people want to be mentored, and it's an investment to bring someone on. It's trust, an emotional investment, a financial investment, so how do you find new people?
So most people, they'll find me on like Instagram or something like that. And they'll just kind of reach out and say like, hey, I'm looking to rent studio space or something to that effect. Most of the time they have some sort of experience. Oops. But yeah, sometimes they don't. I'm training a new girl tomorrow who I really like, and she has like a lot of promise, and she like seems to really genuinely like it. So I'm pretty excited about training her.
What makes, like, when you see a new person, and you see like the dominatrix inside them, so to speak, what do you see? Like, what inspires you to see that? Like, what like triggers that? You know, say
I
like, oh, I see that in you.
I think the big thing, because a lot of people will like grow into it. You know what I mean? Like they'll want to be a
Mhm.
dom, but they don't like haven't been able to like find that dominance yet. Like a lot of times it's like kind of like a slow burn. But the truth is like if they're confident, and the big thing is if they, this sounds so weird, but if they're have a certain amount of empathy, because I feel like you need that. And I know people think that's probably not true, but I actually think it's like very true.
Very, yeah.
So that, and that they're and that they like it, that they genuinely like it. It's not just for money, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, there are people who are just in it for the money, and they make it very very clear, and that's cool. That's fine. But yeah, this is a show about people who love it. And, yeah,
It
you
makes a
love it, Kayla.
difference.
It does. Every spank, every paddle, every every slap in the face means so much more.
Exactly. A little love behind it.
Yeah. So, all right, you have all these rooms. We're going to talk about the rooms, but I'm
Yes,
sure in this you have double dom sessions.
I
And
do.
I so I there have been we've told stories about double dom sessions and how people have met the first time, like are sounding each other, like, oh hi. What are the key at your place? What's the key
For
to
double
having
thumbs.
double? Yeah.
I mean, so the good thing about having like a core group of people is that they all do know each other. So it's not like you're kind of figuring out that you can't work with this person like halfway through. You know,
Mhm.
girls usually like if I'm booking doubles or if I'm trying to find a girl to do a double with me, I'll kind of like take what the guy's into and think about like who I work really well with, and B, like who actually enjoys to do that or specializes or enjoys that particular thing.
Now, is there like do you have like a break room that's just for the doms?
I do.
You do. Now, if you and I think we should write a television show just about that, right? That happy. Think about it. That'd be great. Just you just
What
start a
goes on
podcast
back
just from
there?
there. Yeah, you should start. You can start a podcast just from there. You know, you get consent and everything like that. That'd be wild.
That would actually
Seriously,
be
why
pretty
not?
cool,
Yeah, do it. It'd be a YK production. Yeah, it'd
right?
be great. Let's do it. It'd be fun. So you have 4.5 uniquely themed rooms. Please tell us about these. What is this
um,
room? You see this room right here?
that is the lobby. So
That is impressive. When I saw that, I I literally I had to take a double take.
isn't
So
that
I mean, so
pretty?
when someone walks into that, they
Yeah, it's
automatically
actually like
know
the
that
first thing you see when you walk in, which is nice,
that is beautiful. It's
right?
elegant. It's tempting. It's a little, it's sexy, a little scary, but still, yeah, and very enticing. I love this.
Thank
So
you.
what was the idea behind this? Was this something that you saw and vision, or was this something that a lot of people did? What?
So basically, what happened was when we first got the building, we had these contractors that we didn't really know, and we asked them to build a stage. And for some reason, they built the littlest stage I've ever seen right there, and they put the stripper pole on it. So I was like, I don't really know what to do with it, but I had ordered that throne already, and it was here. So we just kind of put it on, and then we just started painting everything gold. Like we were like, okay, let's paint the mirrors gold and put these here, and you know.
All right, let's go through. Let's go through this dungeon. This is a side view, right?
Yeah.
I like the statues and everything like that. So tell us about. Oh, now I showed this to someone, and someone asked, "Was she in Playboy?" So officially, I'm gonna ask: Were you in Playboy?
I should have been, but
You should
no,
have
a
been.
client
Okay.
bought me that light, and I was like, oh, that would be cute here.
Yeah. So when's the last time you put someone in that cage?
Last week, I think.
How long do you usually put them in there for?
It kind of depends. Like some people, more times than not, they really don't want to be in a cage the whole time. But you do get people
Yeah.
that like
I don't
want
blame them.
to, huh? Sorry, God.
I said I don't blame them.
Right? But yeah, it's interesting. You'll get people that like really what their thing is they want to be in a cage and they want to be basically left alone. They want you to go do another session, go get coffee, like come back and check on them. So that happens too.
I always thought that like The aesthetic is cool. The aesthetic is really cool. But
Thank
people
you.
with back problems, I can't imagine people like back problems want to go in there. But it is fun at parties. Oh, at dungeon parties, there's always someone. Some people are thrown in the cage, not thrown, but like are put in the cage, and some people just like voluntarily just go in, and you have to like, oh, I wanted to use that.
We also have like a full jail cell and a bird cage. So they have lots of options for cages.
Full jail. Okay, full jail cell and birdcage.
Mm-hmm. You want me to show you the
What do
full
you get
jail cell
more
real,
use of?
real quick?
Yes, please.
Yeah, it's right there. I'm like,
Yes.
I can do that one on my own. So, yeah, just back up a little bit. That's the jail cage straight down the hallway. And then come in. Can you see it?
Yes, I can see it.
Yeah. It's pretty big. You can come in. Little seat for them. So yeah. It's cool though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very cool. So, I got all discombobulated. So I have a question here. I don't know if we answered it. What do you get more use of, the full jail cell or the birdcage?
Jail cell. Oh, or the
And you
bird
personally
cage.
like better? Yeah.
Oh, the bird cage, I think. Because the
Which
bird
one do you
cage is like
personally
on a
like
motor
better?
and it goes up and down. So I can just
Really?
hang them in there. Yeah, you want to see it?
Yes.
Yeah?
Of course, I want to see your birdcage.
That's my bird cage. Every time the light, you easier to say. Don't mind the mess you're doing. See? Oh,
That is amazing.
isn't that cool? And it
Yeah.
goes. Let me see. Thanks. Then let the victims in and then send them right back up.
So you must get a lot of willing victims.
Most of them are willing.
Yeah. Oh, see what you do to me. Oh, so we
Look,
got
and
the birdcage.
there's your little spot. That's down.
That is. Oh, I see. You get the chats going. Sunshine. The birdcage. Oh my God, perfection.
It's so fun.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. This throne feels indulgent in a great way and oozes power. Nice. Stan Vladimir, I have the perfect idea for the birdcage. Put a blue bird inside and let that be your personal Twitter. If you need to know what happens in social media, just ask the bird. Yeah.
Like a human dressed as a bird, maybe. We don't no harm to animals though.
Yes, no harm to animals. No harm to animals. None in this show. No harm to animals. Okay, wow. That is beautiful. So I do have to go to the next room.
Oh yeah. You ready?
Oh yeah.
Look at the red glass. This is our schoolroom. See how dark it is? Show some lights on, yeah. There you go. Cute little sex swing right here. And then our little bookshelves and our little lockers. All kinky material for the most part.
This is beautiful. This is, I mean, it's not only is it a cool ass dungeon, but it has your personal touch to it. It
Yeah,
is
it
like
does.
there's a yeah. So it's not. This is what I really truly love this, and it really reminds me of some places out here. But I am impressed. Holy shit! This is
Thank you.
amazing. This is an
Thank
amazing
you.
place. I can't wait to go. I'm
Yay.
trying to be all calm and cool and shit, but this is great. Thank you
It's
for
cool though,
showing us
right?
it. It's amazing. We do have some questions for our friend Stan.
Yeah.
This the medical room.
Oh,
Uh,
do you want to see the medical room?
I think we do.
Yeah. Yes. Is our medical room. Let's see. Just a little oddity shelf. I'm not the best filmer, but I'm gonna get the camera. Here you go. Here you put it with this. But yeah, it's cool. Gynecologist bed, fucking machine. You feel that? Yeah.
Mistress Kayla, I have to admit, this is one of the coolest episodes.
Yeah.
This is so awesome. This is so cool. I was wondering where the fuck because I saw the fuck machine on the picture. This one, and I was
Yeah.
wondering like I was
Yeah,
wondering I
we
wonder if she's
put it
the
behind the
fuck
door.
machine.
Huh?
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah. So Stan Vladimir is has a love for medical play. So he's some questions while you're in the medical room.
Sure.
What was the spark that made you realize you loved medical
I don't know. I think maybe I always just liked the doctor nurse scenario. To be honest with you, when I play in this room, that's like the number one thing I do is like not like usually I like to be doing like some kind of snipping. But yeah.
play? Ah, yeah. You get a lot of
Neither.
castration play.
So I do, but yeah, I would never do like I don't go too hardcore with it. And the people that tend to ask for
Oh, of
it are like
course.
asking for fantasy things.
Yeah. Oh, this is all role play. Now I'm wondering when it comes to the castration role play. There are many different kinds. There are some people who want like the brutality of it. Then there's some people who don't want their penis because they don't want to be a male. You know. So what kind of people that you get? What kind of people do you get who are into castration play? How would you describe? Is there a typical person who is into castration play?
Not necessarily, because the truth is like you'll get people that are either into hardcore medical or hardcore mental illness. And then the rest of
Mhm.
them that usually like that are more into like forced, I don't even want to say forced femme, but like feminization.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
like the idea of
It's
like, oh, I'm
good.
gonna take it off and put it in a fucking jar, you know?
Yeah. Stan Vladimir says, which style of medical play do you think fits you best? Gothic Victorian era or sci-fi, if you had to choose?
Those are both actually really good ones, but I'm gonna go with sci-fi.
All right. Oh, sci-fi. Wow. Yeah, you got the yeah. Yeah. And then what are your favorite medical tools to use during sessions?
I like sounding.
You like sound.
Any kind of urethra play is kind of fun.
Yeah. What what do you say when you're sounding someone? Is there a typical saying that you say or something that you like to say usually? Because you're not it's it's not every day that you're well, maybe you, but it's a it's not a typical thing. So do you have a certain thing you say?
No, not really, because people that like sounding tend to like it for totally different reasons. Like some people like the physical feeling of it is really good to them. And like I've met one
Mhm.
guy that can actually, well, two, that can actually come from that. Most people,
With the sound inside them?
yes.
I've
Two.
had a catheter in me and I can't see that happening. I mean, everybody, dude, that's wow. Yeah.
So, I mean, it's like I'll do a
I
vibrator.
could.
It's like so different than shoving just like a little tube in there, you know? It'll be like a little metal rod
Yeah.
and you kind of play with it. And I think I'm sure part of it has to be like the visual of it too, is my assumption.
Nico Noir has a wonderful story that she said on the show that I think you might be impressed by. This is like, let me tell you how I met Kate West. So Kate West had her fist up someone, and Nico had the sound, and she was able to move the sound through fisting. Do you think is that like? And I've obviously never seen that, but what's your take on that?
Highly coordinated.
All right. Stan Vladimir asks, did you take any medical classes to improve your methods for future sessions?
I mean, I've taken classes, but I went and, I guess, yeah, I mean, they were medical kink-based classes. Nothing, scholarly or anything, though.
So he's got a really good question here. What is your favorite and least favorite procedure during a medical session?
Honestly, my favorite would be either sounding or catheter. My least favorite, I don't like needles. I don't like blood.
Oh, yeah. Okay. All right, let's see what else we got. Oh, the schoolroom. Wow, I'd love to spend some time in there with my subs, says Sunshine. All right, let's get on with it. Love you, Sunshine. Let's get on with the thing. Okay, we got the rooms, events.
Oh, wait, one more room. One more room.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Is anybody in the red room? No? Okay. Yeah. A little cage bed. Yeah, this is the red room.
And in the red room, how's this vibe different from besides the color? But how would you
Besides
describe
the color?
Yeah.
So I think it's more of a like traditional dungeony kind of vibe. I know it has like fluorescence and stuff, but I think everything else is a little more themed. Initially, this is supposed to be like a room where, and I'll probably do it eventually. Ooh, it's all dark. Where I would like to put a curtain on the door and essentially be like a peek room for shows. Like you can peep in the session, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a red light room initially, but now it's a red room.
Now I know I've asked you this. I'm sure I've asked you on this show, and I probably forgot. But it does change. Favorites do change. You know, do you have a favorite room right now at this moment?
Yes,
Besides
the occult room is my favorite room. Should we go there?
Yes.
Because I think I love the design of it. I love the upside down cross. Like, I love all the elements of it. And maybe it's because it's a little bigger. I don't really know, but like, I like the witchy vibe of it. Perfect for sacrificing subs.
Yeah. I'm gonna take myself out just so we could see it.
Oh yeah. If I could. Yeah, so we have all our lighting equipment in here right now. But this is the occult room. That's my beautiful upside down cross that I love so much. Yeah. Our cage, our bondage bed, our little swing, our little back curtains. It's pretty cool. And then there's a bunch of we have tarot cards over there, Ouija boards everywhere. It's really fun.
I am overwhelmed. This is so cool. This is so cool. But so before we get to the events that you have there, let's quickly talk about your mentors and influence. You didn't just come up with this idea yourself. You had influences, right? So let's give a shout out. I call this Devotion December, right? Devotion December. So give love give your flowers, as we say in Jersey. Give your flowers to some people. Who are some of your mentors who influenced, who basically made you here today?
As far as the design?
Of anybody, just in general, the design, anything, your personal, whatever. Mentors and influences.
I mean, the design actually, the way I came up with not exactly how to design it, meaning rooms, but the reason it's kind of everything's so different is because I went to the Sex Museum in New York, and it's an Instagram mall. Yeah. It was really cool.
Yeah, I've been there.
Yeah, it's super cool. So when you go downstairs and there's that stripper pole and there's the bar.
Yeah.
So
you could get boob shots. You can get vodka boob shots. They're
the one,
Jello shots of boobs.
Yeah, it's really cool actually. And they have like all that weird medieval stuff, which I thought was super cool. But I liked how everything, like every corner of everything looked a little different, like Instagram Ollie. So honestly, that was like why everything's like completely different.
Okay. Now events, having a dungeon, you have events, you have parties.
I do.
Like I said, shout out to Mr. Shari at Mischief Manor. That's the dungeon that I go to. I love that. I found it's a slice of heaven. Really, the people, the various of people, the just the love, the community there, and the kinkiness. There's we're talking about sounding. You know who you are. There's a guy who I mean, he teaches sounding and everything. He goes. He's got the big ones too. Some people like
I
just
know
love
someone like that.
it. I'm sure.
My cameraman.
Yeah.
Do you want to see?
So,
He went. Can I? He wave high. Yeah.
yeah, of course.
Hey, everybody.
Hey,
He takes all the good sounds.
I take all the good sips.
nice.
Yeah.
And I take all the good pictures and videos.
Yeah, that's also true.
I'm the
Very good
official
ones.
He's
photographer.
That is. He's our official in-house photographer, and he's amazing.
And he's like an official sound man.
He's an
Like-
official sound man.
So many ways.
So many ways.
It's official. That's
Sounds like
awesome.
fun.
I'm sorry.
Sounds like fun. All right. Thank you, sound man. All right. So events. What is the key to holding events? There's different. First of all, there's different themes, and there's vetting and all this stuff. So let's just get into events. Tell us about event. What makes a good event, in your opinion?
Honestly, what makes a good event is. Oh, I thought he was trying to give me a signal. What makes a good event is mostly this. Honestly, it's both parts, like staff and sub. Like if the girls, like you have to have a good group of girls or workers that are running the party because they'll make the whole vibe. Yeah, I think the people are the most important part. So you don't have total control over who the subs are, but you have control over if like they're being disrespectful and they have to leave, like just keeping a good group, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. What about with like when it comes to themes? For example, we have a festival, like a harvest festival. We've had weddings, we have pup play,
Love that.
pup parties. We have a pup wedding.
I love that.
Yeah, we had a kink carnival, a 420 party. They legalized in Jersey. So
Did
at
they?
420,
I didn't know that.
we gotta represent. Yeah. Oh yeah, they
Oh,
did. Hard
I didn't
everywhere
know.
you go. Yeah. So yeah. What kind of themes? Do you have any themes or kind of special occasions on any of your events?
Oh, so we have, well, it's not like an open invitation, but we have a Christmas one coming up. It's just for staff. It's going to be run by me and Miss Mei Ling. And then, yeah, we actually have some really cool ones coming up. We have a couple lifestyle events. I have one with me and Mr. Soundman in the beginning of January. And then there's one that my friend Trevor's throwing here. It's a lifestyle event, and that'll be the end of December. And then we have a foot night coming up, or a foot party, I should say, coming up. So that'll be fun. And like we have like a speaking of feet.
Speaking of feet, yeah, that just leads right to the next thing. I'm sorry to interrupt you, but I'm sorry. Do you want to promote one more event?
Oh yeah, one more. It's because this one's gonna be really fun. So I think I want to say
Right.
it's February. I'm gonna say 18th. It's like the second to last February Saturday in February. We're gonna actually do like a sissy retreat. They're gonna come get their makeup done professionally. We have a nail girl coming, and then I can't say where because it's gonna be a surprise, but we're gonna take them on a little outing, and then come back here for a sleepover party.
Wow! Wow!
That's fun,
Wow!
right?
That is very impressive. Wow! So, we had a sissy charm school at at the Manor. So we had like makeup, and there was like etiquette rules and stuff like that, and like histories of petticoats and stuff like that. We did a little piece on it.
That's so cute.
Yeah. So when it comes to I want to ask you this: when it comes to the clients come in, let me just start this way. I want to give sissies a good name, right? I'm locked in chastity right now, wearing garter belts and stockings under all of
Perfect.
this, right? And after this, I'm gonna serve my queen dinner, right? I serve well. I'm proud of it too. So
Pride.
what I'm saying is, what advice would you give to sissies who are coming to events, who are going to dungeons, to really, because I want seriously, I want to give sissies a good name. I want them to serve well. I don't want them to be totally, unless they really want to be consensually disrespected and treated like shit. That's great, do it. But sissies can be useful.
They can be totally useful.
They'd be totally useful. So, tell us about the sissies who come to your event.
Oh, so we don't know exactly who's coming to this one, but for the most part, the ones that come, like, they just honestly, like, yeah, it takes a minute sometimes for some people to be able to like warm up and like even be able to actually do it. They'll sometimes do a few events with like the idea in mind that that's where they want to be, like they would like to get dressed and they would like to do the whole thing. It does take a minute though, but like honestly, like this is a really safe space. And it's like not like we're not judging, like we're totally into it, So it's kind of like it's like, yeah, once you get comfortable, that's the key. As long as you're comfortable, you'll be fine. If you're comfortable and you're with people that are going to take care of you and that trust you, like everything will be cool.
This is the safest feeling dungeon I've ever been in my life.
Thank you. He said this is the safest dungeon.
I feel safer in this dungeon emotionally than any other dungeon I've been in, and I'm a very seasoned player.
Thank you.
That is one of the best like reviews I've ever heard for a dungeon ever.
Right?
Yeah. It's seriously, I feel safe in my, because that's true. That's what you're looking for, even in all the feeling of unsafety, which is all role play anyway. Like I said, this is all consensual. I got to repeat that. But okay, we're going to talk about chastity, but because of chastities, a lot of chastity is about patience and waiting. So if you're interested in about chastity, you're going to have to wait. Yes. We're going to talk about feet.
Ooh,
all right, Miss Cassidy Cream is quoted. No one with a foot massage seems to give a good foot massage. I mean, foot fetish. Excuse me. Let me back up. No one with a foot fetish seems to give a good foot massage. Miss Cassidy Cream. Do you agree?
Yeah, I do.
Oh no.
And it's only because, so it's one thing if it's like a kink, but if it's like their main fetish, if like they really just came for the feet, they tend not to, because I think that they're just so consumed with like, oh my God, you know what I mean? That they're like not really into how good it's going.
Yeah. Understood. Yeah. I don't have a foot fetish, but I definitely appreciate feet. Holy moly. I have a love for lingerie and women, so I definitely do. I'll get on my knees and worship. Yeah.
As you should.
All right. As I should. Now, what is the proper way for a sub to give a foot massage? Some people, I mean, you don't have to take us into crazy detail, but like,
I would honestly say if you should ask a lot of questions when you first start, like just meaning like okay, is this a good pressure, like do you like some people like their toes like kind of like rubbed and pulled. I don't, so maybe just ask a couple questions and like a little parameter around like what you're doing, and then listen like when they're saying like, hey, not that,
Here's some questions that were sent to me. The best thing to say to someone while giving them a foot job.
I have like I've never really thought about that.
So we have some other questions here. Do you have any what was the motivating factor to kind of start this lifestyle? Not necessarily the Venus and Bells, but the lifestyle itself.
So the truth is, like, I was always kind of into it even before I realized like what I was actually into. Like, I didn't really have a vocabulary for it exactly. So basically I was just dating a guy and he was like, hey, you should do this for like work. And I was like, oh, I didn't even know it was work. And then I started like, looking into like what kind of dungeons were in this area and like checking things out. And I just really liked it. Like as soon as I went to my first dungeon, like the first time, and did my first like little play party, and I peed on somebody, I was like, oh my God, like this is what I've been like missing my whole life.
That's a great first time I peed. Yes. Now, but navigating through these water, like through this, as someone who's new to the scene and stuff like that, having fun, is a bit of danger, a bit of anxiety, right? How did you deal with that?
Sorry, was the last thing you said?
How did you deal with that?
Thing,
Like,
my personal anxiety?
yeah. Because there are some scary people out there. And when it comes to sex work, when it comes to BDSM, there are some scary people out there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, there definitely is. I mean, I don't know. I just kind of tell myself I'm not scared and I can just make myself believe it. I don't know. Like, cause I didn't want to hurt anybody, but I think I was so enthralled, like with what was happening and like that people wanted to give me money to do this. I was like, holy, like this is incredible.
Hmm. Now, how would you say throughout the years, how would you say you've evolved as a dominatrix, as a sex worker, as a person?
I definitely think that I definitely like honed in on my skills. I think I'm like just in general better at everything than I used to be, like verbal, everything. So there's
Hmm.
definitely that. But yeah, I think I just really honestly, and it's like the best thing. Like I'm so grateful for this, but I think being a dom has taught me to be like ultraly accepting to like everybody. Do you know what I mean? Because you see so
Yeah.
many different walks of life coming here, and they're honestly, when it comes to this community, it's usually like, yeah, sometimes people wander in and they're not the greatest people, but for the most part, it's like really good, solid people that like actually give a
Yeah,
shit, you know?
definitely. Yeah, the kink, like I'll say it, the kink community saved my life in many ways. I mean, the surgery did, medication did, the love of my friends and family, especially Miss Melissa, saved my life. A lot of people did, but the kink community, the whole energy of it, and the fact that like there's hope, there's hope that you can
Right?
be
There's hope for
yourself,
us.
and there's yeah, no, well, yeah, you just hope you can be yourself. When I see you on Instagram and Twitter, and I see every picture I see is incredibly impressive and inspiring. So, like, that's why I love having you on the show. So, what is the key? So, having all these DOMs, right? These new people, you're running a dungeon. What's the key to maintaining solid relationship with other DOMs?
I think honestly, it just helps that I don't like, I'm not good at faking anything anyway. I actually genuinely like really like the people that work here. So it's not like I have to make it work. It already works, if that makes sense.
That makes total sense. Um, let's get dirty. When was the last time you were really impressed by sadism, either yours or someone else's?
Hmm. Honestly, Goddess Phoenix did a really nice show at Torture Garden. I think maybe it was like bonus points that my friend was like the target, but it was like she did a really good show.
All right, cool. Cuckolding is very popular, even more popular these days. People come up to me who I haven't seen in years, and they're like, "Oh, you're into the cuckolding thing is great." And it's like, I never knew you were into it. I wish I knew you were into it when I was fucking, when I was fucking your girlfriend. uh, but it's a joke. But why do you think? First of all, what are some creative ways to cuckold people, and why do you think it's getting more popular these days?
Honestly, my guess on why it's probably more popular probably would just kind of be more information available and
Yeah,
accessible and more people like aware. Because
yeah,
like
I
people,
agree.
yeah, because I feel like it's one of those things like not everybody's gonna love it, but the people that love it like really tend to they like really, really love it. So I think if it's like that's gonna be your thing, when you find it, you're gonna like it, you know?
Yeah, definitely. And sissification plays a part. You're having a sissy retreat, which is pretty amazing.
Yeah.
And throughout the years, I mean, I enjoy the sissification narrative myself, and it's changed. My attitude has changed. Most all of my friends are women. You know, well, not all of them, 90% of them, they really are. And there's I struggle with the narrative thing of because I don't want to disrespect women. Anyway, so my attitude has changed in many ways, and I use it in a very different way. I exercise it, the whole narrative and the fetish. So I've changed as it. Has your attitude towards sissification changed throughout the years?
I don't know if I've always kind of really liked it. So I don't know if I would say my attitude per se has changed, but definitely my understanding that of what some people want has definitely changed, because it's definitely not like a one size fits all thing. Some people like
Yes.
little, yeah, some people like to be a little degraded, but then there's also people that they want to be told like, you look so pretty, you look so good, like look at you, like, you know what I mean, they want to feel that, you know.
Yeah, exactly. Everyone's different. I always think kinky person, one kinky person.
Yeah,
You know what I
exactly.
mean? Everyone's different. Okay, we have some deep questions. As the world is changing, and the world is changing fast, the only constant in life is change. How can kinky people survive?
I think our best bet is to just kind of stick together. It's true. Yeah, and then yeah, we
Yeah.
just kind of have to stick together and kind of just have a back, like don't let people to push us over if it gets bad. I guess that's all I'm really gonna say.
Okay. And a lot of that anxiety, that pressure comes from shame. A lot of people's shame. So people out there, like they're watching this, and they don't know these people, and they're like, these are the kinky friends, right? I mean, so this is their insight to the community. What advice would you give to someone who is dealing with shame in their own family?
Um, I think the thing with shame is like you have to remember most of the time, like, yeah, it's usually other people's shame and they're just projecting their bullshit on you. And I know that's like a lot, and like people, care to some extent about what other people think. But I think if you're making, first of all, like no one else is going to make you happy but you. So I feel like if it's something that brings you joy and it's good and it's like positive for you, like, yeah, other people's feelings matter, but you have to do what's good for you first, because in the end, I don't think they really care that much. They might judge a little bit, but they'll get over it.
Is face sitting a privilege?
Absolutely.
How do you prepare for a typical day at the dungeon? What do other people do to prepare for that day?
I think it kind of just depends. It depends on the kind of session that you're doing, but really, it's kind of like I'll get a little exercise in the morning. I'll like eat good, and I'll come hang out here for the rest of the day. I'll do some sessions. I'll do some filming, hang out with the girls.
Now, this lifestyle, was there ever a time where you felt burnt out? You felt like you needed to give up on the kinky lifestyle and you didn't? Obviously, what changed your mind?
Um, so there's definitely been times where I wanted to give up on the owning a business element of this, just because it's like it takes a while to kind of get your like bearings, and it's really, really, really difficult at first,
Mhm.
especially because the nature of the business, like you have to, there's a lot that goes into it to making sure like you're in an okay spot and that you're safe there.
Mhm.
So that has burnt me out, but like actually being like in the like lifestyle, I never really got burnt out on that. I might say it like when I'm mad at the business, like I haven't in a while, but if I'm like feeling frustrated, I'm like, I just want to quit, but like I don't really.
There is a question. Um, Soundproofing. You have a dungeon. Soundproofing. How do we soundproof our dungeon? If I want to
Um,
build a dungeon with my
so if
house.
you wanted to build a dungeon and you wanted to soundproof it, I think your cheapest way is to get the foam and put the drywall over it. It tends to suck up most of the sound.
Okay. Foam and drywall. Yeah.
Yeah, foam and drywall.
Foam and dry
Yeah,
foam and drywall. Sounds like a hip hop
yeah.
or like a S&M weird techno thing, foam and drywall.
Right?
Weird shit.
The DJ.
Um, okay, we got some fan questions. Um, oh wait, we did that. Hold on a second. Oh, okay. Ooh, ooh. What is the last dream you remember?
Um, I had a dream. It's like not great or anything, but yeah, I had a dream the other night that I was just like talking to a friend of mine at the beach. That's the last dream I remember.
Okay. Well, maybe you want to reach out to somebody, or maybe someone wants to
Nah,
reach out
I
to
don't
you.
like that particular
Yeah.
person. I was like, what are you doing here? But yeah.
Oh, oh, oh no. All right. The K West question. Why are men so obsessed with their own assholes?
They're just self-obsessed. The asshole is just part of it. I'm just kidding.
Good question. That's a good answer. That's a very good answer. All right, chastity. Let's talk about chastity. I said I promised, and I now I'm delivering. Anyone locked up right now?
Yeah, I do. I have 3 people locked up right now. One is my sub, and he's been like my personal. He's been locked up. I want to say he's been locked up for about 7 years. He only comes out for doctor's appointments, or if he asks permission, or if he can't sleep, I'll let him come out.
7 years.
Mm-hmm.
And that, wait, is that 7 years without any orgasm at all? Like,
I let him come in the cage.
Oh, and how do you let him come in the cage?
So I actually have this really cool little thing that I bought that's like a vibrating sleeve. It's called like a blowjob machine, but it's like, I swear it has to be made for chastity. That or just a Hitachi will work sometimes too.
Oh yeah, yeah, definitely. Okay. How long? Now, people who are locked in chastity right now, what would you, if they're watching this, right, as they should be?
They better be.
What do you want to tell? I'm going to take myself out just for them. So, anyone who's locked in chastity.
I would say if you're in chastity right now, first of all, you're probably doing a good job. And I think I'm like, it's kind of natural to try and want to get out of there, or to almost not want to get out, but maybe bug your mistress a little bit about it. But it gets easier for sure. And if you're with somebody that you trust, it's like actually a really pretty cool experience, as long as that trust is there.
Yeah. It's romantic. It is. I bring the romance into it.
It's like devotion.
Hell,
like, how much more devoted can you get than that?
Exactly. Yes, it is the romantic thing, and you can get 15% off Locked in Lust with YKF offer code. So, all right. I've asked this before. What things have changed? Ultimate kinky fantasy with your friend. You have endless resources. You can do anything you want.
Okay.
And anything you want with anybody you want, anywhere you want.
Okay, so I would really love to put a couple subs like in a field and make them run around naked and like shoot them with paintballs. That's like that would be awesome. It would be awesome. I have a volunteer, I think.
I think Vivian Lamore did that. I think she had a in England. I'll send you the link.
Yes, yeah. It's like I'm like, oh, that's a dream.
The hunt. Yeah, they hunt. Yeah, it's pretty wild. Shout out to Vivian Lamore. This is devotion. Like I said, this is devotion December. So I love to give, my flowers and love to everybody. So yeah. All right. Rapid fire recommendations. They don't have to be kink related. Just something that you think that is cool and that you think that the world should see. Doesn't have to be the end all, the be all end all of you. Just recommends. I'm gonna ask you to recommend some things. Recommend
like anything.
Recommend a movie.
Goodfellas.
Great movie, Martin.
In case anyone hasn't seen it.
It's timeless. I actually want to see that. I want to watch it again. I usually watch it at least once a year.
It's like my favorite.
It's one of those like family. You know what I mean? Because it's all about kind of family. If you think about it. It's one of those comforting movies in a weird way. As violent as it is, it's a comforting movie. It's like, hang out with my family.
Right?
It feels that it has that vibe, you know what I mean? It's odd. Good film. All right, recommend a song.
Let's see. What have I been on lately? We'll go with anything by Stevie Nicks. She's been on my playlist a lot lately.
Stevie Nicks. Oh, Rumors.
I love her. She's like such a cute little witch.
Yeah. Yes. Recommend a television show.
Always Sunny in Philadelphia. It's old, but it's hilarious, and everyone should say it.
Absolutely incredible. Great. Yeah.
Have you seen it?
Oh, actually, I have the whole entire season from day one.
Remember when Mac gets like addicted to poppers?
Yeah. Oh yeah, back
I was like, this is amazing.
I want to show that to Sunshine now. Oh yeah, and when he gets that head of Dennis, where he's like, "Yeah, I do fuck the mouth."
Yes, I know. I was like, oh, the sex doll.
The sex doll.
The Dennis sex doll.
And the whole thing, like the Dennis system, is great. The Charlie McDennis, Charlie
Oh, that's the
McDennis.
best. That's the best.
Charlie
I
McDennis.
love that.
Charlie
When
McDennis 2, Electric Boogaloo.
when somebody
Bad.
finally explained to me what like Dungeons and Dragons were, that's what I was like, oh, so it's like the whatever McD, whatever that game was. And they were like, kind of. I was like, I get it.
All right. Recommend a book.
Any book? Oh, I'm actually got this. It's called The History of the Dominatrix. And it's more of
Really?
it's very beautiful. It's a beautiful, beautiful book, but it's actually very interesting and really, really good.
History of a Dominatrix. I will definitely check that out. All right.
Super interesting.
Okay. We've done this before. The very first time I think we did this. This is the word association game. Thanks to Mistress Natalia, she brought back the jar. Okay. I don't know what's in this jar. There's a bunch of fetishes and kinks and stuff. I didn't write this. Sunshine did. And so I don't know what I'm pulling out, but let's just start. So I'm going to say a word or a phrase. You say the first thing that pops into your head. Okay.
Therapy. Yeah.
Yeah. Think of it that way. Right. So let's just start off. Chastity.
Key.
Cross-dressing.
Heels.
Sissy.
Slut.
Mm. All right. Paddles.
Spankings.
Riding crop.
Ooh, a caning.
Cane. Oh, that was my next one. Canes.
Electro.
Sounding.
Ooh, medical.
Latex.
Leather.
Rubber.
Gas mask.
Oh, yes. There's something really cool about that. Those gas masks. Just the visual aesthetic of it.
They look amazing.
Yeah. Yeah. The Dandy Warhols is a band. They have this video called I Like to Help You With Your Problem. I think Slash from Guns N' Roses actually plays guitar on it. I could be wrong. But the whole video is like them with like, yeah, and it's really cool. It's like slow, like it seemed like you'd put it on the background in the dungeon or something like that. It's like, I'll send it to you. You dig it.
Oh, yes, I mean.
Yeah.
The aesthetics.
Oh, hell yeah. Oh, all right. Word association game. We're still on that. Okay. I'm into the jar. Ooh. Fake eyelashes.
Ooh, eyebrows.
Ooh, okay. Breeding.
Puppy play.
Music during a scene.
Ooh, Arctic Monkeys.
Arctic Monkeys. Oh, here's one. Alien impregnation.
Ooh, predator dick.
Yeah. Predator dick. That's gonna go in the summary. Predator dick. Face sitting.
Ooh, scent play.
When was the last time you sat on someone's face?
This morning.
Oh, that's a great way to start your day.
Yeah.
You should try it out there, everybody.
In line, get in line.
Get in line, yeah. Bidding.
Ooh, forced consumption.
Yes. Okay. Ooh. Locking collars.
Ooh, let's see, shock collars.
Oh. All right. All right. That'd be good. All right. So let's go back to how many people are at an event on average? I apologize if you said this already.
So it completely depends on the kind of event. We do like sub syndicates, which are group play. And I try and keep like it 2 subs to 1 dom. Like I don't want the ratio to go higher than that. So I'll keep the parties pretty small. Like I like to keep them like 8 would be the max. I usually keep them under 5. For like play parties, I would probably max it at like 20 people, maybe 25 for lifestyle.
Stan Vladimir asked the important question. Do you think that the reason why people have a foot fetish is because the toes look like small little buttons.
No, probably. I think I don't even
Oh, you're
think
going
feet are
deeper into this.
sexy. Huh?
I was like, oh, you're going deeper. You're really answering this. Okay. All right. Sunshine asks, how do you vet people who come to your dungeon?
Oh, so typically, I think I have a lot of confidence in myself that I can like kind of feel people out. So that'll help. I'll definitely talk to them first and try and, make sure they seem normal. And then typically when they either buy a ticket or if they're doing a session, they either have to buy a ticket or do a deposit and their name is associated with that. So I think that like defers a lot of people that are trying to do weird things.
Yeah. You put your money where your mouth is.
Exactly. And then there's
Good.
always Mr. Number and like reference checks that also help.
PD's coming in with the questions. Do you have any personal slaves, goddess? If you do, what other tasks do they have to perform?
I do. I do have a couple personal slaves. My main one will be here later, setting up a Christmas tree, and he'll do all the like cleaning Christmas trees. Well, not Christmas tree, but like any kind of like things I want to do like that I don't feel like doing, but I want it there. So he'll put up my Christmas tree and do all that good stuff. And he'll come back later and do my laundry and bring me food. All the the usual.
Okay. I'm gonna ask this because PD is a good. Oh wait. Do you enjoy FTT, goddess? And what goes through your mind while using a slave or sub as a toilet?
I do like it. I don't just kind of take like strangers, like first time clients. I don't do that just because I feel like I'm not comfortable enough to do that.
Yeah.
But usually if I know the sub and he's like, I'm comfortable, I'll just kind of talk shit, tell him to eat it, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, here's an interesting fact. Stan Vladimir, there is actually a small camera cable that you can put into your urethra.
I
That could be
know.
your next instrument for sounding to fit with the medical theme. Ah.
It's crossed my mind before. I don't know how pleasurable that would be though.
Ouch. I know. Like, and then like the sound guy, sound man, how would you mic that?
The sounding man?
No, I'm joking.
Oh.
I'm joking. I'm just joking
How would I
around.
mic that?
Yeah.
I would cheat it. I'd use an AI voice.
Yeah.
AI.
We're inside the urethra now. It's really squishy.
All right, so we're finishing up. We got a couple questions. What can the kink community do as a whole to make the world better?
To make the world better?
Yeah.
Our world
Positive
or
show.
the world as a whole?
The world as a whole. Or both, or our world.
Both?
I'll take our world to start.
Maybe our world to start. Being kind and considerate to everybody, even if they're doing something different than you, or if you think that they're for some reason they're on a, like I don't know, like all right, professionally wise, like the girls that don't differentiate too much. Like I get like maybe you don't offer sex and that's totally cool. And I get why it bothers some people, but like I don't think treating other people shitty is like the answer either.
Excellent. I mean, I'm quoting them. That is absolutely beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Now, not everyone is as beautiful as you. Not everyone has a dungeon. Not everyone has slaves and subs, but they're still kinky. And they have different roles in the kink community, and everybody knows their role. How can kinky people make money?
With their kink?
Yeah.
I think the best advice is if you either find something that you really are into and that you want to kind of specialize in, if it's something a bit out of the ordinary. But otherwise, your best bet is to like really love what you do, be good at what you do, and like build a brand around it. Because people in this industry that do well, like are all different like shapes and sizes and everything else. It's not maybe some things help more than others, but yeah, it's not all about looks. I think you being a good dom is like the best, like is gonna get you further than looks well.
Stan Vladimir has another question. Have you used the blood pressure pump for breath play?
No, but I have one. I've never even thought about it.
Oh, see, this is an education.
I'm all.
All right. Get 50% off all inventory locked and lost with offer code YKF. And finally, we're all looking for something. You are on a path. Wow, it is inspiring. It is like it is in, oh no.
There goes, I got it.
Oh, you're back. Like I said, I was about to say it is magnificently impressive. And it's magnificently impressive how you just saved it too. So where do you want this path to take you next?
I think my next venture is I'm gonna get a little more into content than I have been. So I think that's gonna be that's my next big focus.
What
Me
kind
and
of content
Mr.
are you thinking of doing?
Soundman. Huh?
Oh wow.
Well, we're gonna
You
film
say
after this. I'm
sounding
gonna
content? Sounding content?
Are we gonna do
What kind of
sounding
content?
today?
We can. I brought this.
We might do sounding. I'm definitely gonna hit him with what's it called?
A stun gun.
A stun gun. So that'll be fun for me.
We're gonna hit him. I have to write this down. With a stun gun. That'll be fun for me.
Buy the clip.
Coming soon to Clips for Sale.
Should I tell him about the plot?
Mistress Kayla. Sure.
Oh yeah,
What?
go ahead.
So the plot is going to be: I'm a stupid husband, and I forgot to pay the power bill, and so the electricity got shut off. So she's going to electrocute my nuts and my butthole.
Yeah.
Punish me for letting the power.
To teach him. Pay that fucking power bill, bitch.
Fucking power bill.
Yeah. Electricity is strong. You know, it's usually
I have that kind of a mind.
Electricity is proof that there's life. Mistress Kayla, thank you. It's going to be a great week because of you.
It is going to be a great week.
Look, I mean, it's kinky people out there in the world, anyone watching this, you're living the life. Beautiful, beautiful dungeon content. Friends, living the life. Part of the culture, contributing to the culture. Definitely a legend of the culture. Thank you very much. How can people get in touch with you?
You are so amazing. Thank you. You guys can go to my website. It's venusandbells.com, and all my contact information is there.
Everybody, please read a book. Seriously, read a book. The more you read,
the more you know.
The more you know. And guess what? A lot of people aren't reading. So that means you have an advantage. Yeah, you have an advantage of people. Your kinky friends. I wrote a book before all this. I did this just to promote this book. And also the coolest way to kill yourself.
I was just telling one of the girls about your book right before we started.
Oh yeah, I hope it was something kind.
Yeah, it was good.
Oh, thank you.
Welcome.
And please, everybody go to yourkinkyfriends.com. Subscribe to Spotify, YKF, Your Kinky Friends on Spotify. Subscribe. I put some stuff on there that you can't get. I recently put the new Sundays. It's not on YouTube. You only can go on Spotify. I can't put it on YouTube because we sometimes it gets out of hand on here. So, but it's good. Support the kink community and everybody. Finally, be cool, be kind, keep an open mind.
Yes.